Thank you all for tuning in. This is Iman and
Selena.
together we make you plus happy. Each week we bring you someone who challenges us to define success and happiness on our own terms with a dose of laughter.
Remember to like and subscribe to the You Plus Happy podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram at You Plus Happy.
Hey, Selena.
Hey.
You're right over there?
I don't know. It's touch and go. It's touch and go. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. What happened this week? What's the rundown?
Not much. So Thanksgiving just passed, but they don't celebrate it out here. But I was able to have the day off, so it was nice. I FaceTime with all my family back home and got to see all the food that I could not eat, which I was a little jealous of. But it was funny because my niece, who's 8, was with all her cousins for the first time that are all around her age. And usually I am the highlight of her day when I video call. And I was like, hey, and she's like, hey, auntie, I'm playing a game with my cousins. And I was like, wow, felt some type of way about that. But no, I was happy that she was able to see her cousins and have a good time. But she also was like, I'm not trying to have a whole conversation with you. Hi and bye.
Booked and busy.
She's like, I'm busy. It's nice to see you, but I got things to do, places to go.
Bye.
Bye.
I saw some pictures on Instagram your mom posted. It looks so cute. She was busy, photo shoots. She just didn't have time.
She couldn't fit me into her schedule, apparently. But that was my, I don't know if it was a highlight, but that was my, I don't know what that was. That's what happened to me.
Call her and say she's open.
Niece. Huh?
You need to get penciled in. Send her.
I know. I'm gonna start texting her and be like, hey, do you have time for me today? What about you? How was your week?
It was good. I called Zappos. It's a shoe. Well, I only know about their shoes, but I was returning something. And they were like, as soon as you call, they're like, hey, welcome to Zappos for the joke of the day. Press 3 or whatever. I was like, yes, I want the joke of the day. and oh gosh, it took me, I loved it. And then I started telling everybody the joke and they're like, okay. But I'm going to tell you, even though you didn't ask for it, it's the joke you didn't know you needed.
Great.
Can February, March? No, but April, May.
Oh. I'm glad that brought you some joy.
No. Yes.
I love that they had that option though.
Me too. I low key want to call every day.
I kind of want the joke to be a little bit better, but I like the idea.
That was a good joke.
Okay.
That's why you see, I'm not pursuing a career in comedy.
Put a poll on our IG. How many people like this joke?
They don't know. Anyway, it really was fun. And I've been telling everybody, but no one has gotten as much joy out of it as I have, which is fine because I like telling it.
Well, that's good. If it makes you happy, that's all that matters.
Thank you. So thanks for indulging me. What's going on this week? What are we doing?
Switch it up a bit, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about Selena and I. Have some questions that we'll respond to. All right. So who is someone that you wish you could go back and thank, and why?
Yeah, you go first.
Oh, I thought you meant I go first as in ask the question.
No, who I don't know. Let me think about it. Who would you go back and thank?
So I would probably go back and thank Nat King Cole. So I think I've told you about this, but his music got me through. I know it's super old school, but I grew up listening to it because of my dad. But his music got me through like some really difficult times, and
Mhm.
it's very light and happy, and like it feels like that was just a perfect time during that time period. I know it wasn't, but just his music is just very upbeat and happy and like butterflies and rainbows. But then I saw a play about his life and all the hardships that he actually had to go through as a person, like traveling and playing for all these, white facilities, but then not being able to stay there. And so I feel like to be able to have that type of music, but then behind the scenes dealing with all that struggle, I'm like, I appreciate that. I don't know, that he brought that into the world and was able to uplift, I'm sure a lot of people, but particularly me. So I would thank him.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Um, I don't know because I'm thinking about people, but they're all alive. Um,
Oh,
to be passed away. And I feel like an intelligent answer would be someone who like reshaped history, especially Black history. Um, but I I don't know. Um, if we want to do singers,
well, that's just where my head went. You don't
I
have to.
know, but that's like that's helpful. That's what I can copy off of you.
Okay.
Um, I
You can
guess
look at my test. That's fine.
thanks. Um, I don't know. The only person coming to mind who's passed away would be Michael Jackson because
Mhm.
yeah, his music, he was the first play I ever did, one of not very many. He, his song we performed to Man in the Mirror.
I love that
And
song.
yeah, and it was like one of my first memories. And we made like mirrors with like aluminum foil, like and
Mhm.
cardboard and like for the stage. Um, so I have a lot of amazing memories tied to his music. I mean that's just one, but like PYT gets
Yeah.
me through. It just makes me, like you said, happy. If I'm on a
Mhm.
road trip, there's definitely a Michael Jackson song to be played.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he was so influential too to music, like to this day, to this
Yeah.
day. So yeah, I would pick him because of that, like very similar reasons.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have you go first this time. What is one thing that you're thankful for in your life right now, and why?
Yeah. So yesterday was Thanksgiving here. Well, as we're recording, whatever, Thanksgiving has passed. And so we always go, but our tradition is to, say what we're thankful for around the table.
Mhm.
And I was thinking that morning, like I was praying that morning for, for I was being thankful for things, but I was also praying for new things. And it just came in my mind, like, remember all the stuff you prayed for last year that has come to fruition. And
Yeah.
like I think sometimes, even though every day I think about the things I'm grateful for and I write it down and all that, I have those practices, but it's usually stuff like my health, which I don't take for granted. But I never think like, dang, I really prayed for this and look at it, it's here and I worked for it. So
Mhm.
to be specific is my job because well, the podcast one because it helped me change my career. I
Yeah.
learned a lot of skills that I parlayed into a new industry. And I was really like praying for the job that I have now and like the people I work with. I respect them. They're super kind, they're smart and fun. And I'm just happy that I get to work with those people. And like, it was exactly what I wanted because I was like, if I have to work for someone else, I need the environment to be a certain way.
Mhm.
And I need to like what I'm doing. And I love what I do. Like I like the people I work with very much. Um, And I was like really, yeah. So I'm really grateful for that. And that's why, because I took that leap of faith and like had the courage to try something new at my big old age. And like, yeah, and I prayed
Mhm.
for it and it's everything I wanted. And so I'm really, yeah, that's what I'm grateful for. And that's why. Sorry, that was such a long story.
Yeah, I love that. It's like all the, I don't know. I feel like everything lined up in the way that it needed to. So
Yeah.
that's good. I don't know. I feel like there's, for me, there's a lot of things I'm thankful for, but I'm trying to be specific of like right now in this moment. I would say, I don't know. I do think it's my health. And just like having a body that works.
Mhm.
Like I was watching this video on, I think it was on YouTube or if someone posted on Facebook, and it was this guy who he's in a wheelchair bound, but he's like really well known for, you know how they do the ramps with skateboards? I don't
Mhm.
know. But he was doing like all those tricks in his wheelchair. And
Wow.
I don't know, I just started thinking, I was like, man, I feel like sometimes, well, now I'm on a good routine in terms of working out, but I feel like sometimes there's so many excuses that I come up with, but it really made me think, I'm like, I have the ability to get up and just walk or run or do whatever I need to do with my body, and there's no limitations. And I think I take that for granted a lot. And
Mhm.
then I see someone who has these limitations who are doing amazing things, and just thankful that like I have my health in my body and I'm able to do as I please with it.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with,
Hmm.
with ease. It's
Yes,
amazing.
it is. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
I'm gonna have you go first, but you can ask the question.
what's the best thank you you've received? All right, so I came up with this question, but I didn't actually have an answer.
I had an answer and it was just left me. I'll let you think.
Yep.
Um, uh, the one that comes to mind, and I've talked about this on the show before, recently actually, when we did our mini episode. Check that out, guys, listeners. But we oh, when I was volunteering with the volunteering with the at-risk teenagers, um, the place unfortunately closed down, but the girls wrote us notes and they were anonymous and we put them in a jar. And the things they wrote were so beautiful, and I didn't know they felt that way. And one in particular, it was really special to me. I know who wrote it because I know her handwriting, but I didn't know she liked me that much. So like was so grateful for me, because they were like, "You're always so happy and energetic and fun." That was like the general consensus of like all the letters or the notes. And I I was aware of that and conscious, like my job was to go in and it was a 2 hours of fun. Like that's what it was supposed to be. It was recreational. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that I brought that energy. Like I said, it was a conscious choice to make sure I brought that energy every time, but to be
Mhm.
acknowledged for it was and that they appreciated it.
Yeah.
um and it made a difference. And like, and they were like, I never judged them, and all, because they would tell me about their boyfriends, and I was like, okay, girl. But I never, like tried to lecture them or anything or
Yeah.
boss them around. And I think for them to, they didn't say all that, but they were like, you listen to us and blah blah blah. So that made
Mhm.
me, I was so happy. And
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I could go on and on, but that made me feel really good, and I was glad that I could help them anyway.
Yeah, just having that impact.
Hmm.
Uh, I think mine is similar, actually, now that you were talking about it. When I was working at the middle school that I was at previously, I was there for like maybe 7, 8 years. And when I left, the teachers did like a big going away, like dinner type thing. And they all like signed a card, and a lot of the theme was around like, you were such a light on campus and a safe space for the students. And I feel like I really appreciated that, because I know with like, for some reason I'm a lot more comfortable working with kids than I am adults. So like I expected, not to be like that, but like I expected more thoughtful things coming from the kids, which I got. But with the adults, I was like, oh, it's probably gonna just be like, oh, wish you well and your like future endeavors. But there are a lot of comments that are very specific of like, he worked with so and so and he improved in this way. And I was just like, oh, like even though I didn't interact with those teachers, they saw the impact I was having with the students. And I appreciated that, because yeah, I wasn't expecting it. And I'm just like, oh, like this is kind of that ripple effect. Like I'm
Yeah.
working with them, but then it's also translating to the school and like to the teachers. And so yeah, that would probably be the biggest thing, or the most valued thank you I've gotten.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice. All right. Um, this one, do you want to ask it?
No, you can ask them.
Selena wants me to do all the work today, guys. All right. What what's something your brain tries to make you do that you have to will yourself not to do it? Probably eat junk food. Like I crave it,
Ooh,
especially when I'm stressed. Like
yeah.
yesterday, I was a little stressed, so I ate a whole pizza by myself.
Oh my
So
gosh, don't tell people.
I
That's
mean,
private.
it is what it is. It's fine. I ate pizza and watched TV yesterday. That's what I did.
Wow.
Um, but I'm gonna go work out today, so it's all about balance.
You can't
But
outtrain a bad diet.
I know, but I don't eat like that every day,
Yeah,
so I think, you know,
sorry.
once a- it's
I'm a little stickler about, yeah. That's the one thing I'm like, no, you gotta be great at this. But even though I eat bad. What did you watch?
um, what did I watch? It was a new movie. You know how like Netflix will recommend like
Yeah.
trending on Netflix? I actually don't remember the name of it, but it was
Oh,
with The Rock and what's that other actor? I'll have to look it up and tell you. It was actually really good. But
okay. I can look it up. You said The Rock, right? I can just look that actor up. That's
yeah, I think it's a new release. But
I have to tell you something about that later off air. Are we on air? Off the recording
wait, eating or about movies?
about the movie.
Oh, okay.
Mine is like going down rabbit holes. Like my
Mm,
brain has, I think everyone does this. We just don't talk about it, but like a domino effect. Like one thing will happen, and then my brain's like, everything sucks. Like, no. And I have to reel it in, like, no, everything doesn't suck. That was
mm,
one thing that happened. And now you're just trying to find similar things and
yeah.
make it all dramatic.
Mhm.
And so I have to like reel that in, like, okay, that was one thing you didn't like that happened. You got through it, it's fine. So what are the next steps? So I have to spin it around before
Yeah.
it gets runs amok. Isn't that the saying? um, but over the years, like I listened to all, all the self-development and stuff and all these books, and they were talking about that. Like you train your brain for whatever you want. And so over the years, I think I've gotten better, but it's still, it comes up. And I just have to, I'm in control here, okay? Not you, brain, me.
Yes. It's very,
Yeah.
yeah. There's this podcast I was listening to called Free Your Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvester McNutt is the host, but there's this one episode where he's talking about how most people live in the past and the present, and it's
Mm-hmm.
sorry, the past and the future,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to remain in the present. So I think a lot of people struggle with that. It's like thinking about what could happen or what has happened and not just
Yeah.
being what's happening right this moment. So,
And I think also too, like, even if you can't always be in the moment, which I know that's like another practice within itself, but at
mhm,
least if you're going to go forward or backwards or think about something else, make it productive for yourself.
yeah,
Make it worthwhile. You know, you can come up with amazing ideas. You know, your brain has so many capabilities. I don't want it to just, the default is like the going to things that I don't like, or like replaying things that are unnecessary to replay. And but bad things do happen sometimes, but how do you process it and like not fixated on this happened, woe is me, or whatever. Like, just make it worthwhile, even if you can't stay in the present. And that's the biggest thing that I work on every day. Like, we're
mhm,
not doing that.
yeah. That's it's like our guest, Jacqueline said last week. She was talking about past histories and just
Mhm,
undoing those and kind of rewriting them. So
mhm.
it's a really good thing to keep in mind and something that I need to practice more of. Just
Yeah,
like, all right, that happened in the past. This is the story that I've created for myself. Like, how do I rewrite this? So,
yeah. And I think it's important to process things. And that's why I do talk to um my friends and stuff, and I like wear my heart on my sleeve or tell all my business to my
mhm.
friends. But
Spill
I
the tea.
need, what you say?
Spilling the tea.
Yeah, but like I need to get it out, and I need that another perspective sometimes. So I'm gonna keep
Hmm.
doing it. It works for me. And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna call you with an earful whenever I see fit. But
Yeah.
as long as it's not too much, you know, you tell me if it's too much. Like, Selena, stop unloading on me within reason.
Yeah. That makes sense. Um, I did not see this question before. All right, you're going first. What is your favorite sleeping position of all time?
Oh, I didn't know we were actually asking this. I'm super basic, fetal, fetal position, curled up. Um, and it's not a favorite position. It's like the only position I can sleep in. I tried to sleep on my back because they say that's good for your face and stuff, so it can keep gravity
Um,
to keep so I won't age so badly. But they said that doctors can even tell, like dermatologists that can tell which side you sleep on because your skin looks different on the one side. But I sleep on my left, curled up like a little baby, and then I put a lot of pillows all around me. Clearly, I'm
mhm.
sleeping alone. That's nobody's business. I put a lot of pillows around me, and
Okay.
that's it. Just fun, good times.
Um, I think mine's either on my back or on my left side, but I have to have a pillow in between my legs. Otherwise, my back will start hurting. I don't know if it's just
Really?
old lady status. Yeah, because it like, well, the chiropractor told me that when you sleep on your side, it like curves your spine unless you have one of those memory foam.
Yeah, foam.
So I started because I was having a lot of lower back issues. So I started just putting a pillow in between my legs to keep my spine straighter, and it's helped. So
Oh my God. Like, I do that sometimes, but I didn't know that, like, it just feels more comfortable. But I've had, this isn't personal, but I've had a lot of lower back ish, like, but I just try to ignore it because I was like, I'm thug, you know, I'm a workout, I am fit and healthy, period. So I try not to think about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some more pillows today.
yeah, it helped.
Not today,
I'm telling
literally.
you.
Okay, because I'm gonna keep sleeping on my side. I tried the back day, but sleep is day, and I want it to be as comfortable as possible. So I like
Mhm.
sleeping on my side. Um, okay, I'm gonna get some more pillows. Should get those special ones made for like putting like between your knees.
They
Like,
do have some, but I'd
yeah.
put two, like regular ones. I think as long as your spine is straight,
Ooh,
you're good.
wow. Okay, two pillows. Where'd you go?
Let me know how it goes. Let me know how your back feels after like a couple weeks.
Okay. Um, what's helped though a little bit is like I stretch at night before I get in bed, and I stretch before I get out of bed, and then I stretch as soon as I get out of bed. Now I touch my toes, and then I touch the ceiling, and like I do all these stretches, and then that's been really helpful.
Yeah. I need to stretch more. I
Some
don't.
things are just stiff as I've gotten older when I get out of bed.
Bro, you're sounding like we're like 85.
Listen, it is what it is. But I know when I work out harder, I have more, like I need to stretch. All right, whatever. Okay, sorry.
Moving on. We're not going to tell our age on You Plus Happy.
We do. The symptoms.
What is the dumbest way you've been hurt? I feel like I may have talked about this on a previous episode. But I've never broken a bone, but I chipped a bone in my finger.
What?
Because I sat on my own finger after being tickled. I was trying to get away. I don't like being tickled, but I'm extremely ticklish. And my brother was tickling me, and I sat on my finger and chipped my bone. And he bribed me not to tell my parents, so they don't know that. Well, I mean, I guess if they listen, they know now.
No, you don't know if they listen or not, because my family be lying and saying they listen. No, y'all don't.
But I'm also, a full-on adult now, so hey. But yeah, I sat on my finger and chipped the bone in my finger.
Wow. Wait, side note, do you feel like an adult?
Yeah. You don't?
No.
Oh. I mean, I don't feel like I'm my age, but I definitely feel like an adult.
I don't even know what that's supposed to feel like. I only feel like an adult when I'm around children. Then I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
here I
Well,
am.
as a kid, I would have to like ask permission to do things. And like, I don't know, like I just do things now. I'm not like calling my mom and be like, hey mom, can I?
I still do that. That's why I feel like a child. Mom, do you think this is a good idea? I don't know, Lena. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Right. It's not like permission though, right?
In a sense, it's not literally permission, like, can I do this at 9 o'clock? But like, it's like giving, it's still a form of permission, I feel like.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think I asked permission too much. Oh my God, this episode is such a revelation. Like, even I'm calling you before we started the show, I did something. I'm like, is that okay? And you're like, yeah, I think it's fine. And then I'm like, okay, yeah. Oh my God, ask for permission too much. Oh my God.
No, I mean,
That's why I
is
don't
that
feel like an adult.
is there like fear of making the wrong decision, you think, behind that? Or just like a
Oh, I
habit?
think I just need external confirmation because I'm not trusting myself. Oh my gosh. Wow. That took a turn.
This week on You Plus Happy, Selena has a revelation.
Iman therapizes Selena on this week. Back to the subject. The dumbest way I injured myself was telling all my business on the podcast. No. Okay, this is real bad. Don't judge me, y'all. I was 21. I went on a trip, and I used to work at a car dealership, and they would do this thing called car surfing. So they would get on the back of the car and drive, right? But they knew how, like, so it'd be two people. One person was driving, and then one person would get on the, what is that called? Like
Like on the hood or the trunk?
the trunk of the car or the back of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person would drive. But
Mm-hmm.
these people were skilled at it. So it was fine. Myself was not. I just saw them do it. It's one of those things like, don't try this at home. So I went on a trip. We had a rental car. That's irrelevant to the story, but I'm not going to say which friend because I don't want her to feel bad. It wasn't her fault, but she was driving and I got on the back and and it was fun. So she went a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
She went over a speed bump and I went pop, like on the concrete, and it was not funny. Wait, I think you can't see it, but I had, so Oh, it was this side.
Wait,
Whatever.
you like head on the concrete?
Wait, I'll get. So I fell, slammed my whole body to this on the concrete.
Oh my
Blood
God.
is gushing out, like pouring out to the point where they found a shirt in the car, and I had to put it on there. And like we walked to the hotel room. We're 21, so it was like 6 of us in a room. We were poor. And so we're splitting the room. And I just met these other 3 people, and they were like, "Oh my God, like what's going on?" So we found a hospital. I don't know how we found it because this is in the days of flip phones, but we got to the hospital. I had to get 7 stitches,
Girl.
and I had a black eye. And this was the first day of the trip. And my whole side, I think it was my right side, my whole side was scuffed up. Like I had scratches all over my shoulder, all over my side, because this was in Florida. I had on shorts and stuff. It was
Mhm.
so bad. So the whole trip, I'm wearing sunglasses. They were like, the trip's over. I was like, no, it's not. What y'all talking? So I put on my sunglasses in the club, and I was like, no, we out here. And I
Mm.
felt very resilient though, because I didn't let it stop the trip, like
Yeah.
and mope around. I was like, getting these stitches. I was also on pain meds. This probably wasn't the best. They gave me some pain meds. And
Can't listening.
I was, yeah, but it was prescribed, so it's okay, right? And I don't do pain drugs, whatever they're called. I don't do pain pills.
Yeah.
It was just the trip. Yeah, that was dumb, but I'm a soldier.
Live and learn. At least you had fun before and after.
Yeah,
It
it hurt though. It was real painful. I was
sounds
sober. It was
not
real
gonna lie.
bad. It was real bad. It was horrible. But
Mhm.
we survived. We lived through, we pushed through.
Push through the pain. Um, I remember my dad used to like me and my cousins used to get on the the roof, not the roof, the hood. Hood's in the front. Yeah,
Yes.
it was like clearly I know a lot about cars.
Uh,
Um, hood, trunk, okay, roof. Um, but we would sit on the hood and he would drive around like the block, but it was literally really really slow.
yeah, and that
But
was the thing. You're supposed to go really slow. And I think, we were having fun. She just pushed it a little bit more, which I probably would have done too. I didn't know about car surfing. So yeah. Oh, that was so funny. Hood's the front, right? Okay, cool. What?
all right. So our final question, what is the most embarrassing moment you had in grade school? I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, so this episode is just play Selena's day. Um, so I was in step squad. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what grade school is, but this is in middle school. What's grade school?
Yeah, I think anything first through 12. That's what I would think.
Really? Okay, I didn't know. I know I
Or
could Google it, but
primary, like can what girl, I've been out here so long. We call it primary school, like 1 through 5th. Elementary. There we go.
okay. Well, listen, I don't know if it was grade school. It was middle school. I was in step squad, which is like you do. It's similar to what they do in the fraternities and
Yeah.
sororities, like stepping.
Sounds good.
Um, and I was good. So they put, even though I wasn't the shortest, I was up the front. The shortest is supposed to be at the front, but I was up front because I was really good. Let's just say that. But I had like a little weave in the back, like a little ponytail, a little, I was stepping my little heart out, and my weave fell out in front of the whole school. It's fine. And like everybody like teased me about it, like wrote it in the yearbook. Um, but for some reason, I'm not that embarrassed because it's like everybody also knew I had hair. I just wanted a little flavor. Like it was like blonde. And I was just trying to step it up, like do something different.
Fair.
Um, and somebody kicked my weave while we were stepping. I don't know where that little weave at. Never saw it again.
Did you notice it fell out though when you were
Yeah, but the
stepping?
show must go on. I am a performer, honey. So I was like, step, step, steppity, step. But yeah, I was looking for my weave after the show. No. I
Okay.
wanted my weave. I was in middle school and I had to like allowance and stuff. Well, it wasn't like, I didn't have a lot of money and my weave was expensive.
Okay. Okay. That would be a bit embarrassing, not gonna lie.
I don't know why I feel like I should have been more embarrassed, but I was so focused on I was focused on the show. I saw it fall out, but I was in the front of the line. I had a job, like a responsibility.
Mhm.
And I was so focused on that. And then also I was like, forget y'all know I got hair. That was the I'm like, I'm a scallywag. So I was just like, whatever. I should be more embarrassed, but I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like yours, I would have been really embarrassed. Like mine wasn't that embarrassing, but I was really embarrassed by
Yeah.
it. It was also
Okay.
middle school. It was seventh grade. And I remember, so I was a very stubborn, well, I think I'm still a little stubborn,
You're
but I
very
was
stubborn.
back then. Um, and I remember I was in public school, sixth grade. And then my parents are like, oh, we're going to put you in this private school with your brother for seventh grade. And I hated, like, I was like, I don't want to go. All my friends, like everyone I know is at the school that I was planning to go to. So I was like, I'm just going to not enjoy, like, I made it up in my mind. I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this school year. I was the only Black kid in the entire seventh grade. Um, it was just like, it was private, so I felt like I was struggling in all the classes, so I felt dumb. I was the only Black kid, and I was just like, and everyone had money, so I felt like I couldn't relate to them. Like, oh yeah, this weekend we're gonna go to like our beach house and do this and do that, and I'm like, okay, like these aren't my people. That was my mindset in seventh grade. So I would get invited to all these birthday parties, and I'm like, nope, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Wasn't gonna make any friends there. Like I said, I was stubborn. And I remember at lunch, I was walking by myself because I was like, I don't want to make any friends. I don't like this school. And my brother's friend happened to walk by, who was like 4 years older. So he was in high school. And in front of the whole school, he's like, why don't you get some friends? And then, and I was just like, the hell? And everyone
Wait,
started laughing.
wait, you were
He said,
walking with him?
no, I was walking, like it was our lunch period, but he was in high school. So I think he might have been walking to class, but it was
Okay.
like a K through 12 school. So we would cross paths sometimes. But I was like walking alone with my lunch, and he's like, why don't you get some friends? And I was just like, I don't think I even said anything. I just kept walking. But I was just like, that's so mean.
Maybe he was
And
just concerned.
I don't know. But to this day, my brother and him are really good friends, and I still feel some type of way,
Yeah,
but it's okay.
you
It's
do.
okay.
Because now that you say it, so I was with Iman and her family, and she brought this up the last time she saw this person. So it is really
I
disturbing to
don't
her.
really
You did, because I remember that story now.
Okay.
And he was like, I said that. So he didn't know. And
We didn't.
yeah, well, listen here, you got friends now.
I do. I do. But I was just like, sir, I don't want to have friends here. But I started going to birthday parties after that, just so I could have friends.
You make some friends.
Huh?
You make friends.
I mean, I had people to sit with at lunch after that.
You heeded his words. I'm only hanging with y'all because somebody told me to get friends.
But I mean, that's basically what it was. No, I did make a couple friends, but I was only at that school for a year. I think my parents realized how miserable it was, and they're like, "All right, you can go back to your public school."
Wow. I don't know what I would do if I had a stubborn child. That's tricky.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I think I was only stubborn with things that I felt really passionate about. It wasn't everything, but like going to a new school, I was like, I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you like, yeah. There's a lot there, but oh, well, you got your way because you got out of there.
I did.
That's funny. Well, do we have any more questions, Iman?
I don't. Do you have any more that you
No, I
want to
have
go?
shared more than enough today. Oversharing is the name of this episode.
So next week we'll have a guest. I'm really excited about the guest for next week. A bit out of our normal guest, so I'm excited. That's one thing I said I wanted us to do is bring guests that were like really living outside of, I guess, the norm in some sense. So.
Yay. Okay. So we'll close out. Thank you all for joining us this week.
And of course, thank you, listeners. We couldn't do this without you. Remember to like and subscribe on this episode. Share your feedback. We really want to hear from you. You can subscribe at You Plus Happy Podcast, available on YouTube. And you can also follow us on Instagram at You Plus Happy.
We'll see you next week, same time, same place. And remember, we'll show you our definition of success if you show us yours. Bye.